and it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up today with a layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict, and I am doing this super cute layout using the dump truck cut file, which I love. Obviously love anything to do with dump trucks or tractors or things like that because my boy is obsessed. And this is using the all boy collection from Echo Park predominantly. So I'm doing a little bit of mixed media in the background. I pulled out, this brown colour. What's it called? What is it called? No, I'm not even going to guess. Let me get it out. I think it's called brushed corduroy. And I think the blue is faded jeans. I'm pretty sure. So I did want a brown because the layout, it's about, Lincoln is sitting on one of those digger machines that you can use to dig. Sorry, that was very obvious. You know the ones that I mean. When the photos come back, you'll see what I mean. They're the metal ones that are like in sand pits and things, and you use them to dig holes in sand pits, but you can't move the actual machine. So they're often at playgrounds in Australia. I don't know if that is the case in other parts of the world. Maybe you don't have these. But here they're around. Not everywhere, but they are definitely around. And daycare, actually, his daycare have one. And this is what the photos are. He's playing on the one that they have at daycare, and he loves it. So Virginia doesn't have a digger cut file, which, Virginia, if you're watching this video, put that on your list. I know you've got a list a mile long, but definitely put a digger cut file on your list because, my son is obsessed. But the dump truck is, I thought worked just as well. And often at home, he digs with his little toy diggers in the sandpit, puts the sand in the back of the dump truck and then dumps it out. And he just thinks it's hilarious. I don't think it's as hilarious because he ends up dumping all of the sand out of the sandpit. But that's okay. He's having a grand old time, and that's the main thing. So I actually played around a little while off camera with this layout just to see if I could get the 4 photos to fit on the page. I really wanted all 4 of them, even though they are essentially of the exact same thing. It's hard for you to see because, the image is so small, but he's pulling the cutest faces in these photos, and I just love that he has to, lean back such a long way to move the arms because it's metal and it's pretty heavy, and I really wanted to include all 4. So I figured out a way that I could make that work. If you've been watching my channel for a while, that I'm really into my multi-photo layouts at the moment. Pretty much ever since I had Lincoln, I've really moved into more multi-photo layouts, and it's rare now that I scrap with one photo on a page. I think, I could have told the exact same story in this layout with just one photo. I definitely could have. The photos are variations on a theme. They're all the same. But I can't choose. I take so many photos that it's nice to be able to include more than one on a page. Don't get me wrong, I love single page layouts and I do still do them, but I definitely do much more multi-photo layouts. Now, as life is changing for us, I'm just distressing up the edges of my white cardstock, and I have gutted a piece of this light blue paper to make my border. I don't have much 12 by 12 left in this collection, but I've got a fair amount of stickers. So I know I want to kind of be able to stretch out this collection a little bit. So I did gut the inside of my 12 by 12 paper. I don't always do that. It just depends on the paper. If I love it enough that I know I want to use the middle. But sometimes I just don't. I have enough paper. But this time I did. So I've got that little rip in the paper on the right hand side. That was deliberate if you watched me do that. And so I'm matting my photos now on that same blue cardstock that I made my border in, just to tie that in. Just trying to use as little of it as possible, but that was a bit tricky. So my photos, I've got 4 3x4 photos, and I've mounted them on some white scrap paper. If anyone is in Australia, I usually mount my photos on either the back of single-sided patterned paper that I know I'm not going to use. I do that quite a bit. Or if you buy the Craft albums, then you get page protectors in those albums. You get 10 of them, I think. And they come with this really thin white paper in the page protectors, and I always use that to back my photos as well. So just thought I'd let you know, if you're in Australia and you buy Kaiser Craft albums, that's what I use that white paper for that comes in those page protectors. Now, I'm layering up some of these embellishments. There's a lot of large embellishments in these collections. Now, this is a bit of a, I'm just going to go on a rant for a minute. Hear me out. If you buy boy collections regularly, one thing I have noticed is they have a lot of larger embellishments with words and phrases. They don't have very many like images and things to use, and I don't like it. You know, they don't, I feel like in other scrapbooking collections that aren't specifically targeted at boys, you get a lot of florals and love hearts and stars and that type of thing, but you don't get florals in boy collections, which I understand. I don't necessarily agree, but I understand. But you don't get a lot of just icons and images that you can use to create your clusters with. So there you go. That's my rant. I don't like it. I find it difficult to use those large ephemera pieces that are full of words. So scrapbooking companies, I know you're totally watching my videos. Please give us more, boy-themed collections that don't have as many words on them. And also, this is my other rant for you. I'm really on my high horse today. Most of the words that are in those boy collections say the word boy in them. And, you know, like you're the best son, or that's my boy, and boys rock, and, you know, those kinds of sentiments. And I'm sorry, but girls like diggers and racing cars and dinosaurs and things like that too. So, you know, we could just take the word boy out of things and everybody would be happier. Sorry, I'll stop ranting. It's a little bit, anyway, I'm very passionate about this, but I do not manufacture scrapbooking collections, so I'm not sure that I have a whole lot of sway in this area. Now, I have mounted my cut file on some foam. Side note, if you're in Australia and know where I can get this foam, please let me know in the comments down below, because I can't find it at the reject shop anymore. And yeah, I don't know where to get it. So if you know, let me know. Leave a comment. So I've mounted the cut file, and I'm going to stick that down and then just add a couple more embellishments into my clusters. Now, I'm pretty sure I only do 2 clusters in this layout, and it's sort of, I'm treating it a little bit like a grid layout. Now, I know it's not a traditional grid layout, obviously, but I think because I've got my photos kind of mounted in 2s like that with the white cardstock around them, and they're quite square. Well, they're not square, they're rectangle, but they're quite uniform in shape. It's feeling a bit like a grid layout for me. So I'm actually keeping my embellishments even in number, which I often do in my grid layout. So I either do 2 lots of embellishments or 4 lots of embellishments around my photo. But today I'm just doing 2. I just think it worked. It balanced. I know it doesn't create a visual triangle, but, you know, I'm a rebel and we're going with it. So I've got my little superhero guy and that little ephemera piece up the top, which does say something about boys. And then I'm just going to pop up my little superhero, and then I'm going to add my title, and I think we'll be pretty much done. So everything will be linked in the description box down below for Confessions of a Paper Addict. I will link to this cut file specifically so you can find it very easily, but I'll also link to the shop in general if you want to do a little bit of a search for other cut files. Virginia has hundreds in her shop, so you are bound to find many that you love. I will warn you, you will find many that you love. And then I will also leave a link to the Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook group, because Virginia releases a free cut file every month, and you definitely want to come and hang out with us because it's a lot of fun. Now, I am trying to use up some of my older thickers and, you know, thicker words, or phrases. So I have Let's Go from a travel thicker set, and then this word dig, which I actually made up. I went through some of my thickers a little while ago and just made up a few words that I could still make with them, and then got rid of the rest. When I say got rid of, I use them in a layout, or also use them as foam, like to pop things up and stuff like that. I didn't throw them out. I did use them, but just not as traditionally you would use thickers. But I made this word, I could make the word dig, so I added some exclamation marks. So my title reads Let's Go Dig. And I think I'm adding just a puffy sticker, maybe 2 puffy stickers. Let's watch. We'll remember together. And then that will finish it off, of course, with some splatters. So again, I'm just having a look to see what I could add in from these puffy stickers. They are super cute puffy stickers. But I don't know, do I add anything? I obviously don't. Maybe I am looking for some, here we go, some black hearts. And I think I might add some orange ones as well, potentially. Or do I go just black? Let's have a look. Just black. So just adding some black puffy hearts. I think these are from Bella Boulevard. And I'm just adding 3 in the top right cluster and 3 in the bottom left cluster. And then I'm going to add my splatters and we will be all done. So did you enjoy my rant? I'm sorry if that was a bit off-putting for you, but I am passionate. I am passionate about that. I don't think toys should be gendered. Anyway, let's just put that aside. I'm having a look just at some things that are in a basket of goodies that I'm trying to use up on my desk. Actually, shout out to Shannon. These are from leftovers from the Lucky 7 class that I took of hers. I just have a few other bits that I'm trying to work through so I can finish them up, and I'm trying to get them on layouts. So that was what that pack of, I think it was the Pink Fresh collection, that I'm just trying to use up those puffy stickers. And I got one on, I think it was a compass. So, you know, that was good. One's on. And I'm just adding some Navy Heidi Swap Colour Shine. And then I think I'm finished. So, hold on. There'll be a couple of close-ups. So, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. And I will try not to rant as much in the future. All right, guys. I hope you're having... Whoop! That was my... what was that? Oh, that was my Tim Holtz mixed media mat that's just resting on the floor. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.